Captain America is one of Marvel's most enduring superheroes, since the days of Timely Comics and before the United States' entry into World War II, and is soon to be a star of the Avengers Infinity War. Well, kinda. Captain America has undergone more changes than most major comic book characters, and since his formal reveal in 1964's The Avengers 4, while many people who aren't comic book fans know a lot more about the character than they did before the popular Marvel films, there are a number of interesting and important facts that any self-respecting Cap fan should know. So here you will find 10 things about Captain America you didn't know. But before we get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like button for more great content. The Super Soldier Serum gave him more than just strength. By now, most of us know the story of how Steve Rogers, a young man from New York City who tried to enlist in the Army, but was rejected as a 4F because of poor health, was administered the Super Soldier Serum, which gave him a full hot order of perfect human abilities. Not only did the serum give him peak human strength, speed, stamina, and reflexes, but also made him extremely agile, more than any Olympic gold medalist. He can also see faster than a bullet, and can therefore dodge them, and his ability to heal rapidly. The serum extends his mental performance as well, making him a tactical genius and extremely quick to respond to a problem. Captain America hasn't always been Steve Rogers. While Rogers has changed from the character he once was, he isn't the only Captain America we've seen. One notable version was William Naslund, who was selected to become the new Captain America when Rogers and Barnes disappeared at the end of the war. This storyline was actually added in so later versions of the comics would make sense. Another is James Buchanan Barnes, aka Bucky, who after the events of Marvel's Civil War storyline and Rogers' death took on the identity of his former friend. In the current Marvel Comics run, the official Captain America is Sam Wilson, who was previously known as the Falcon, portrayed by Anthony Mackie in the film. Chris Evans turned down the movie role 3 times before accepting. Evans had already played the part of Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four series, which might have only been part of the reasons why he turned down the role of Steve Rogers. In an interview, Evans stated, "The fear was you're making a decision for the next 6, 7, 8 years of your life." He decided later not to make the choice based on fear and said, "Whatever scares you, jump in. And in retrospect, if I hadn't done it, I'd be kicking myself because it's the best thing I could have done." His shield wasn't always a vibranium frisbee. Cap's original weapon of choice was a triangle shield that befitted the Stars and Stripes look at the time. However, MLJ Magazine, which would eventually become Archie Comics, already had their own Patriot superhero called the Shield, and Cap's weapon strongly resembled the symbol on the character's chest. Simon and Kirby immediately created the second shield for issue 2, the one we still recognize today. He's enjoyed his share of romance. From the films, most people know about Rogers' romance with Peggy Carter, which was halted by tragic circumstances, but in the comics it just fizzled out and became more of a friendship. However, this wasn't Cap's only romantic encounter. Most notable, Rogers has shared an on-again, off-again relationship with Sharon Carter, also known as Agent 13, originally said to be Peggy's sister, but she was recreated into her niece, and she plays heavily into the events of Marvel's Civil War. He's been shown to be worthy. In Avengers Age of Ultron, Rogers says to Stark that an elevator would go up even if Thor's hammer were inside, despite the fact that only worthy individuals should be able to lift it. "Elevator's not worthy," says Rogers, as he is the only one able to make the hammer budge a little. Well, not to worry, Cap. There's actual proof that Rogers is worthy of lifting the hammer, which happened in 1988 when he was going by the identity of the Captain, and afterwards he handed it right back to Thor like a gentleman he is. Rogers lifted it again during the comic event Fear Itself when the hammer accidentally fell to Earth. Despite his name, he is neither a nationalist nor a chauvinist. Captain America has come a long way from his pro-war, pro-America political statements his character made with his first appearance. Though he loves his country, Rogers has had his moments of distance from his government, when his actions and beliefs no longer matched his own. He took on the alias of Nomad when a conspiracy caused him to become disillused of the original role and only resumed the mantle after the Red Skull killed a young fan who succeeded him. Rogers also became another hero, the Captain, but a similar series of events led him to return to the Shield once more. He was not an original member of the Avengers. Despite the way many of the adaptations portray the story, the original Avengers lineup didn't include Cap. The team actually found him buried in the ice in the 4th issue of Avengers Comics 1964. While the founding Avengers were Thor, Ant-Man, Wasp, Iron Man, and the Hulk, Captain America joined the team in the Hulk's place after the latter left because of the other's reaction to his uncontrollable powers. Cap soon received founding member status and was the only original member to stay on the roster when it changed soon after. It included Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and the Scarlet Witch. He's appeared on film many of times. The Captain America character has appeared on film many of times since his creation in 1944. This included a 1966 animated TV series, The Marvel Superheroes, a straight-to-video film in 1990, and the animated series The Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which was replaced by The Avengers Assemble in 2013, and soon The Avengers Ultron Revolution. In 2011, Captain America's The First Avengers was released, with a sequel released in 2014. He was almost called Super American. The character was originally created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby in 1940 as a response to World War II. The United States had not yet become involved in the actions of the war, and Simon and Kirby wanted to create a character with a strong political stand who emphasized their feelings on why the country should become involved. When Simon drew the original sketch of the character, he wrote Super American beneath it. He quickly realized it wouldn't work because there were already too many super characters, so the name Captain America was chosen. So that's our list for today. What did you think of it? Comment with your comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content.